It is the hour. At this time, we'll call our meeting to order. Councilman Cole, if you would lead us in our invocation, please stand.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we ask you to be with us tonight as we have been charged to make decisions for the town and for our community. Pray that you will give us wisdom. I pray that you will help us to make the right decisions and the best decisions for our people. I pray for this community that we would all continue to be blessed and that we would continue to work together for the greater good. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and you may be seated. Members of council, y'all notice we're 2 members short today. We have Councilman Alexander's on his vacation. I'll be joining him on vacation Friday, so we wish him the best. And Tony is working this evening, so hopefully he'll get him some rest sometime soon. Approval of minutes. Members of council, y'all have in your packet the meeting minutes from our May 1st meeting. When you've had time to review those, I will be happy to entertain a motion to accept them.
I've reviewed them, and I make a motion to accept them.
Have a motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin to accept the May 1st meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Have a second by Councilman Cole. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? And members of council, you'll also have a second special call meeting on May the 22nd, which is a budget work session. At this time, no, it was not a budget work session. Yes, it was. Special call meeting. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the May 22nd meetings.
I make a motion.
Motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cole. Any discussion? Hearing, we'll call the question. All in favor? We have none opposed. Public comment.
We don't have any.
Okay. Special request reports. Roberta, you're up.
I'll make it quick. We have a new board member, Gracie Harvell Eaton, joined our board, so we're very excited about that. She works for the town, and it makes it very convenient when anybody comes in town hall and wants to know about our events. We concluded our concert series. We've gotten very positive feedback and a lot of thanks from the community for that event. Coming up, we've got Bobbers on Big Creek. Again, we're going to be partnering with Palmetto Business Association. That's July 1st at the Freedom Celebration. Joy Zapata just let us know that she was canceling the Freedom Market for lack of interest. However, Elisa Maddox has agreed to step in and plan that event. So the market is back on for July 1st, the Freedom Market.
That'll be in the park,
That will
correct?
be in the park. Yes,
Over
sir.
by the wedding gazebo?
It is, and it's from 10 to 1, and then last year we did the Bobbers on Big Creek beginning at 2.
Okay.
We are doing the Bobbers on Big Creek again with Palmetto Business Association. We need local businesses to sponsor that event and give us prizes. And the sooner we get the prizes, the sooner we will start advertising the businesses and thanking them online. And once it's all done, then we'll put it in the journal as well, listing everybody. We have come up this year, a brand new idea. We came up with a kids scavenger hunt. We've got to purchase some big rocks. We've got a number, we'll paint them, and the number will be on the front side. A letter will be on the back. If you look at the sheet that you have, we've made a puzzle out. And so the kids will go to the park, they will find the rock, they will find the number, and they'll put the letter. They'll solve the puzzle, and it's something about Williamston. They'll solve the puzzle, and they'll bring it to the camp out. And then we'll put their puzzle with their name in a drawing, and we're going to give away prizes. We need prizes for that as well. And that's the first time we're trying that, but the whole purpose of that was to get kids off their phones and off technology out in the park and looking for things. So we're excited about that one, but we do need prizes from businesses for that event as well. And then our big new addition is Staycation 2023 Camping Creekside in Williamston. Envision Williamston would like to ask the mayor and council if we would have exclusive use of the park for Friday, July the 28th, and Saturday, July 29th, for a camp out. That'll be a tented, no camper, camp out in the park.
Denied.
And we're gonna, it's open to everybody. We've got some businesses that are sponsoring some events. We'll have a misting tent. We'll have an outside movie. We've already got somebody who's gonna sponsor a s'mores table. We've got a church that we're talking to about doing hot dogs, while supplies last, of course. But everybody can still bring their own food with their tent and stuff like that. And we've got several other things planned for that evening. And so if we can have the park that Friday, we'll close it down at noon on Friday, and we'll open it up back up at noon on Saturday. And then we'll just have a night of camping out in the park, and everybody's welcome. And I don't know if y'all need to give me permission for that, or what y'all need to do on that.
Any opposition?
Have fun.
Hearing none, have fun. Michelle, we don't have anything planned for that.
I think we're already on
Okay.
the books.
Fantastic. Little preemptive mark in.
And then Christina Ortiz has agreed to sponsor Kendall Lampford and Clearview coming back to Williamston again. We had talked about doing it July the 4th, but we've already got the same band that we use every year. So she said possibly for them to come in September. We have nothing on our calendar for September in Williamston. So maybe we could do a fall event. And Envision Williamston is also trying to put together a fundraiser at the pickleball courts. And we've got somebody local who's going to try to help us get that together as a way for us to make a little money. So possibly, if timing allows, maybe we could do that in September with the concert and plan something like that in September, but we haven't worked out any details. That's brand new. And that's everything else.
Outstanding. I believe that's all we have for special requests and reports. Members of council, I have, and members in the public, I've got a special person I'd like to recognize this evening. As most of you remember, the town applied for a South Carolina Arts Commission grant. We were awarded that grant. It's a 50-50 grant, and we went searching for artists who could paint a mural in 30 days or less. That's a difficult task to do, especially on a 160-foot wall. But we've somehow or another looked up and found Eliana Dos Santos, and she has been a dream come true. She does amazing work. For those of you who have not been out and saw the pickleball courts, that back wall, it is absolutely amazing. Facebook is blowing up with people getting their pictures made in front of the angel and the peacock, and we're super thankful to have her here at our meeting, and we're hoping that she may actually call Williamston her home. So that'll be exciting. Eliana, if you don't mind, come up. We'd like to get a picture made with you. Members of council, will y'all come down and join me, please? I've got a string dangling and tickling my arm. That'd drive me nuts. Dave, you make us a picture.
Thank you, especially we know it's a high time frame with our grant. We appreciate it.
It's always good to see you here. Outstanding. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. So be looking for other things too in and around the town that we may can decorate up in your own ward. Love the artwork. All right, old business. We have second reading on the ordinance to sell property located at number 2 West 2nd Street. We've already discussed that one at length.
Mayor, is there,
I will call Councilman Alexander and see. I'll tell you what, let me pause, and we'll bring that down at the end. Can one of y'all text Chris and see if Chris can take a phone call for me to vote on that item, so we'll have a quorum here? All right, we'll skip item number 1. We'll go to item number 2. We have second reading on an ordinance to rezone property located on Malden Street. Again, that comes from the recommendation of the Planning Commission. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept that rezoning from R3 to R7.
I'll make a motion.
A motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin. I'll second. Any discussion? Lee, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, briefly, and I have talked to the, I'm in agreement with this in general. I think it's not a great idea to do just one parcel like this. I've talked to the Planning Commission, and they're working on simplifying some of our zoning ordinances, which I think is good, and maybe some changes that are more community-wide. So as far as I know, we have not had any negative response to this request for rezoning from the neighborhood, so I'm in favor of it in this situation.
I'll echo those sentiments as well. I have not heard any negative feedback from it. I do think they're actually looking at rezoning that entire area in the near future. Any other discussion? Here none, we'll call the question. All in favor? And we have none opposed. I did. I seconded my own. I don't normally do that, but I had an awkward pause. All right, item number 3. We have second reading on the 2023-2024 budget ordinance. Members of council, I will tell you, I'm super thankful for the hard work y'all have put into that budget to get us a balanced budget. With a slight millage adjustment, we were able to balance that budget out, and so we're super excited to see that happen this year and be able to operate for another year without cutting any kind of services or anything like that, in spite of the inflation and all the other obstacles that we're faced with on a daily basis. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt that budget as written.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin.
Second.
Have a second by Councilman Cole. Any discussion?
Very briefly, Mayor.
Please.
This budget, it has been especially difficult this year, and this is one, I don't like it because we are having to raise revenue, which means a fee and a millage increase. However, I think it's necessary this year, and I'm hoping that will put us on a great path going forward as far as town revenue and the money that we have coming in. Just like everywhere else, the town has had greatly increased, the inflation has caused our prices to go up for everything. And also we have a situation with our employees where we've got great town employees, and I think everybody from working on the street department all the way up to all the department heads are underpaid, quite frankly, for our town, and we need more employees. And we just don't have the money to do it. In the past, I think, and without blaming anybody, the budget for many years was balanced on the backs of the employees, and that's not the right thing to do. And so for us to be in a good situation going forward, in order to capitalize on our growth that we're going to have, that we've already had and that we're going to have, which the growth brings new revenue, growth also brings more work that the town's going to have, to continue to provide the services that our people depend on, public safety being the number one, clean water, sewer, all of those things that we sometimes take for granted, then I think it's necessary, and I appreciate the mayor and the hard work he's put in this budget, and the town department heads pinching every penny possible. And I think this, like I say, although it will be difficult for me, and I'm sure for many citizens of the town, that I think this will put us on a path where we can have it's very fiscally responsible, and putting us on a path for a positive future where we won't have to increase revenues again, I don't think, for at least several years.
Thank you, Councilman Cole. I'll echo those sentiments. I've served on council for the last 10 years, and during that time, there has been no increase in millage. I'm not even aware of the last time that there has been a millage increase. I will say that our employees, as you mentioned, Councilman Cole, this year's budget does include a 2% cost of living increase. I had an outside entity review our current pay scale as we are now, and the recommendation was an 8.4% increase to even get us at the minimum of where we need to be. Obviously, we can't do that, but I think that certainly that loaf of bread that you bought 10 years ago, or that gallon of diesel fuel, or that baby formula, or whatever that might be that you have to purchase, has went up. We've experienced that. I know that these employees and their families have experienced it. We want to keep and retain the very best employees, and as far as I'm concerned, we do have the best employees anywhere around, and we're super thankful for them, what they do day in and day out for our community. Again, it's my hope, I share the same hope and desire, that there will be no millage adjustments, at least the remainder of my term. This puts us on good financial, solid footing, at least for the next couple of years, and hopefully we won't have to do this anytime soon. It's not something I enjoy doing, it's not something I like doing, but at times it becomes absolutely necessary. One thing that was not mentioned was that just in our water wholesale that we have, we purchased from Anderson Regional, we've absorbed several cost increases over the years that we've absorbed it and not passed that along to our customers, and that totals over 20, I believe it's 23%, Michelle, does that sound right? 23% that we've absorbed. That's just not sustainable, and as much as I hate to increase rates or millage in any way, I'm simply not going to bankrupt a public utility to try to say that, you know, I've never increased rates. It just, at some point in time, that just it's just something we have to do. It's just a fact of life. I will say that council took into great consideration our those that are on fixed income and our elderly folks in the decisions that were made. There were some options tossed about increasing in fees as opposed to property taxes, and property taxes for most of you elderly folks, as you're aware, is taken care of by the homestead exemption. So we chose not to have a huge increase in fees and instead go ahead and do a millage increase. So anyhow, I appreciate y'all's hard work on it. I appreciate the hard work of Michelle and our department heads in helping us get this budget put together, and look forward to a very successful ensuing year beginning July 1. Any other discussion? All right, here now we'll call the question. All in favor? And we have none opposed. We will go back to the old business if we're able to get Councilman Haygood on the phone. Councilman Alexander.
Can you stay on the phone for just a minute when you were there? Because
Count.
that sale on the property on Second Street, because we cannot vote on it. Councilman Cole cannot vote on that as a conflict, and we would have a forum.
Mayor, as I stated last time, just for the public, they didn't hear last time, I do have a potential conflict of interest, and I've complied with state statute and sent in a written notice of that, so I'll recuse myself at this time.
Clerk, if you would have his written recusal entered into the minutes.
Okay.
Can hear us?
Can you hear?
Yes, I can.
You got me, Councilman?
Can you?
All right.
Yes, I can.
We are having second reading on the ordinance to sell property located at 2 West 2nd Street. We had considerable discussion on that on first reading. Excuse me, we did not. This is the first reading on 2 West 2nd Street.
This is second reading.
Where am I?
Second,
Yeah.
it's the top line. the
Okay, I
first
see,
line.
I see. I see item 1. We had considerable discussion at that previously. The amount is $12,500 for that lot. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to sell that lot for $12,500.
I make a motion.
Have a motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin.
Second.
Have a second by Councilman Haygood. Any discussion? Here none, we'll call the question. All in favor? Councilman Haygood?
In favor?
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, that passes unanimously. That's kind of odd that we do that. We implemented that rule back during COVID, where we could vote by proxy. But on occasion it becomes necessary to do that, especially in June and July when people decide to take vacations, much needed vacations, I might add. All right, Councilman Cole's back. Next we have item number 5 under new business. We have first reading of an ordinance to annex a certain parcel on Anderson Drive.
Are we skipping item 4?
Lord, I'm all over the place today. All right, item number 4, appointment of a planning commission member. members of council, Jim Simpson resigned off the planning commission last month. That leaves an opening. They already have one other opening, so we've got a total of 2 openings. And I would like to nominate Jim's son, Mike Simpson, to serve on that planning commission in Jim's stead. So I would ask that y'all consider appointing Mike Simpson as a planning commission member. I'll make that form of a motion.
You're making the motion?
I'm making the
I
motion.
second.
Second by Council Lady Austin. Any discussion?
I think Mike would be an excellent choice.
All right. All in favor? And we have none opposed. Members of council, keep in mind, we have one more planning commission member open. Y'all might get with Michelle after the meeting and find out kind of what the balance is. I know we try to balance it out between wards, and I think that Ward 1 already has 2 members on it. I know that Ward 2 has 1. So just get with Michelle later, and if y'all can think of someone who would be a good fit for the planning commission, we'd certainly love to get somebody appointed so we have a full planning commission. There's a lot of work going on, so if y'all will keep an eye on that. Item number 5, first reading on the ordinance to annex a certain parcel on Anderson Drive. The TMS numbers that we're talking about is 221-00-05-002 and 007. Both are currently owned by Trinity Baptist Church, and they're coming to us by 100% petition method of that property. The sad news is we get no tax revenue off of that because it is owned by the church for now. But we're expecting that property to, hopefully there'll be a sale on that property soon. And if that's the case, they will obviously want water, sewer, and the public utilities that the town offers. And so at this time, I'll entertain a motion to annex that property by request of Trinity Baptist. Just keep in mind, it's 2 parcels. And it's a very narrow strip along Belton Drive and a very narrow strip along Greenville Drive, but it opens up several acres in that parcel, at least 10 acres. Cindy, you know how many total that is? It's 10? Okay, that's what I was thinking, around 10 acres.
I make a motion.
Motion on the floor by Council Lady Austin.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cole. Any discussion? It's always good to see the town growing. You got something, Cindy?
It's 14 altogether, we're selling 10.
Okay, it's 14 altogether. They're going to be selling 10. But all of it will be in the city limits anyway, including the church, which is already in the city limits. So this just takes those outlying parcels and bring them in as well. It's always good to see the town growing. We've had several annexation requests, and we haven't had to strong arm anybody or twist their neck or break their arms to come in. People see the value in the goods and services that the city offers, and we're happy to be able to provide that at reasonable rates.
And anybody watching out there that's on the border that wants to come in, we'd love to have you.
Call me. We'll hook you up. All right. I believe that's it. Does anybody have anything for the good of the order? I will add that our town employee who was involved in the motorcycle wreck at the same day of our last council meeting is improving. We're raising money for him and his family. He's going to be out of work for quite some time. He's still got a long way to go. We've opened up an account that you can make some contributions here at Town Hall, and I think the fire department's also doing a boot drive. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, Huff? We got a fire chief here tonight. Congratulations, good to see you. Can you elaborate on his condition or anything that I have not covered so far?
He was having surgery this week, and once they feel he's stable, they'll move him to TR to rehab. And once he gets done, I guess I'm assuming North Greenville, once he gets done there, he will go to Rogers CP. So he's still got a long road ahead of him, but he's off the ventilator and all that right now.
Awesome.
Fantastic. It was a touch and go situation for the first 48 hours, and we're super excited to hear that he's doing much better. Again, still got a long way to go. I appreciate everybody meeting tonight. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order? If not, I'll proceed to close. All right. No one has anything? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got one there and one there. We'll call that one
I'll
Cole.
let Lee.
Second by
Yes.
Council Lady Austin. Any discussion? Here none, we'll call the question. All in favor? And we stand